Hey y'all, and welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Save. So today I am making over the Roomies. I swear y'all, I have recorded this voiceover 5 times and I'll have 10 minutes before a client meeting, so let's see if I can get through it. So first we've got Jay Huntington III. He comes from a long line of SFL players, and in his family, football is life and it's really the only choice. They want him to continue the legacy. He is the only son, so they feel like if he does anything else, then he's pretty much going against the family and ruining their name, because that's what they're known for in Oasis Springs and pretty much all over America. However, that's not his dream. He really wants to be a programmer and work in tech, but that's just not something he feels like he can do, and he's not one to stand up against his family. Then we've got Zoe. Zoe's kind of dealing with the same thing on another spectrum. She moved to Oasis Springs from San Myshuno when she was in high school, and that's where she met Jay, and they actually started dating. Within her family, she comes from a family of immigrants, and they really want her to be a robotics engineer. They have her whole life mapped out, but she's not for it at all. Once she graduated high school, she decided to go after her real passion, which is photography, and that honestly made Jay love her even more, because he's sort of envious of her drive and the way that she's going to go for whatever she wants despite her family. Gavin, on the other hand, is all about his friends. So he ended up going to school for tech, and that's what his career is in now. By the way, they're all like 25 now. They're graduated and they still live together. I'll get into that later. But Jay is fiercely loyal to his friends. He is all about friends. Growing up, he didn't really have friends, and it's not because of his nerdy exterior or anything like that. It's because he grew up in a military family and they moved all around, and he just never got to put roots down. And after a while, he just felt like there was no point in even making friends, because he was just going to have to leave anyway. So when he got to college and he met this group, and the fact that they've been friends for so long, like, his main goal is to keep them all together. Anytime something happens where he thinks that the friendship might split up, he really works to try to keep everyone together. He is the glue of the friendship. And then we've got Mitchell. So Mitchell is the lazy one. I say that with air quotes, which you really can't see, but I swear they're there. And Mitchell, he kind of is in school just to meet people and for the social aspect of it. He's the fun guy. So everybody always thought that Mitchell was just lazy and kind of bummy, but that's not really it. Mitchell just doesn't want the typical life that most guys would want. He actually sees himself as being a stay-at-home dad, and he is in school because his family just like that's a requirement, like you're going to go to college, but he just doesn't see himself in a career. He wants to be the family man. He sees himself supporting whoever he's with and being with his kids. So now to the drama of it all. So like I said, Jay and Zoe are dating. Jay right now is in the SFL. Like I said, they're older now, and Zoe is a wedding photographer. Jay is a bit depressed and not feeling himself anymore, because he feels like he's pursuing a dream that has nothing to do with who he is as a person. He has started drinking a lot. He's out partying all the time, and he and Zoe are actually engaged, and she's not sure if this is someone she still wants to be with, because he's not the sweet guy that he's always been. He's starting to get rude, and there's been rumors in the tabloids that maybe he might be sleeping with a caliente sister. The entire friend group is kind of like at a loss for Jay, but at the same time, they're actually living in Jay's house, because the money that he's making with the SFL is what was used to buy the house, and he kind of moved them all with him because they are, like, for him, his true family, because they don't judge him and they just accept him for who he is. Meanwhile, Zoe is feeling lonely, and she's just at odds with the whole relationship, and she's really been talking to Mitchell about most things, because Mitchell doesn't have a job, so he's always home. The fact that Mitchell doesn't have a job is something, honestly, that Jay gets irritated with all the time, because he feels like he's paying everybody's way, and Zoe and Gavin are at least putting some money in and at least working, and Mitchell just kind of refuses to work, and he just sees him as a lazy bum. Whereas we know the truth, although Mitchell honestly should get a job, it's just hard for him because he just can't picture himself that way, and he's more of a free spirit. But anyway, so Zoe and Mitchell have been growing closer and closer, and she's really been confiding in him about everything that's going on, and he's been her rock lately. Some things led to another, and you know about those wicked whims. They fulfilled them, and I swear, the moment that they decided to make that turn, Gavin walked in and saw everything. And like I said, Gavin is all about keeping the friend group together, because these are the only friends that he's ever really had that have been long lasting. So he's pissed because he feels like they're ruining everything, and he doesn't know what he should do. Should he be a good friend to Jay and tell him what's going on? Should he talk to Zoe and Mitchell and try to get them to stop this madness? Or just sit back and just let the chips fall where they may? But that's going to be up to you guys. What's going to happen? Is Jay going to get his life together and be a better man for Zoe? Is he going to keep up with his partying ways? Are Zoe and Mitchell going to become a thing? Is Zoe going to realize that, that's not what she wants and she needs to stay with Jay? Or maybe she just needs to break it off with both of them. And then is Gavin going to tell Jay about it or speak to Zoe and Mitchell and convince them to break this thing off? What is going to happen? That is up to you. If you'd like to download this household and play this story out, you can head on over to my Patreon. And if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when I post another video. All right, y'all, my client meeting is starting in 2 minutes. Bye!
Your heart, keep it in your pocket for safekeeping. Don't ever let nobody be the reason you throw it out, you stop caring about it. Don't let your head get in the way, can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try really hard, but sometimes you fall, yeah, sometimes you fall. Say I'm not sensitive, but I can sense if it's right for me. Don't let your head get in the way, can't be defined by your mistakes. You know you try really hard, but sometimes you fall, yeah, sometimes you fall. Keep it